right. I want to thank everybody for attending this event today. Of course, I want to thank the group behind the scenes that's making it all happen. Again, my name is William King. I'm the CEO of Media King Communication. I also run a nonprofit called Omaha Community Broadcasting. And during the pandemic, we did not shut our doors like most people did, especially being in communication. We were a focal part of getting information out to the community so the community can make the best decisions for their life. And so our situation, of course, dried up in regards to advertising. The small business person could not advertise no more because everything was closed, and that directly affected us. And so one of the things that we did was change our focus to legislation in regards to the CARES Act and dollars coming down from the federal government in regards to grants for-profit organizations. And so we were prepared. It's kind of like my preacher, he prepared us for this day. And so I was already ready. We already had plans already ready. We were already flexible enough to maneuver. And being in communication, we're really an essential part of making sure correct data is getting out. And so our shift moved to following the corner dollars. And so those dollars were allocated through from the feds to the state, and we just follow those dollars on the state level. Each department on the state level had to um, advocate the vaccine and later on testing um, in regards to the vaccine. We were the focal point in regards to partnering with our local Dulles County Health Department. They came in every Friday and gave us a live update on what was happening here in Dulles County, here in Omaha, Nebraska metro area. And so we stayed in the forefront of our community. We partner with the medical community. Um, we partner with all levels of government, from the state, the county, and the city. All got money through from the coronavirus. We advocated that we reach a certain segment of the community, the minority community, and we advocated that we were the best resource to get information out to the minority communities. And so we developed new partners from all levels of government. And they were our substitute in regards to bringing in advertising dollars. Also, planning. Sometimes you have to have plans for initiative that you want to engage in. Sometimes finances is one of the reasons why it's not manifest. However, you still have to plan for them in preparation for that to happen one day, and that's how we took advantage of our second initiative in bringing broadband to Nebraska. And I want you guys to check out this next story. It gives an example of how we progressed. There we go. Well, look like there's no
Sound.
yeah, like the sound is not coming through. But it's a story that Channel 7 did on our installation, our deployment in Mason, Nebraska on the Omaha Indian Reservation. We were blessed to get CARES 2 Act funding from the federal government, which was allocated through the state. This plan was written in 2013. I had this plan written in 2013. Since that time, of course, I was educating, traveling, connecting, lobbying FCC, talking to rich folks in order to get this funded. The pandemic gave us the opportunity for funding. And so sometimes you have to have a plan, even though you can't foresee how it's going to get funded, but you still have to have a plan because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And so having that flexibility and having a plan, even though the plan was 7 years old, that plan gave us the ability to partner with the state of Nebraska. And now we just cut the ribbon yesterday in Macy, Nebraska, on the Omaha Indian Reservation, which is the poorest city in Nebraska. And this opportunity came because we were prepared, a 7 year preparation. So as a MBE, sometimes people want to quit because they're not getting um, contracts or opportunities with corporate America. But we have always been flexible in regards to doing business with our MBEs while we're waiting on corporations. But also, we have sought out dollars and relationships on the federal government side. We follow legislation because all legislation allocate dollars. And so we look at that approach in regards to having that flexibility so we can survive any situation that's going to come before us. Um, so one of our main things that we took advantage of, again, is the grants that came down from the federal government for nonprofits, excuse me, for profits. Um, our our partnerships that we established with hospitals, educational institutions, and all levels of government was also crucial to make sure that we got out the COVID-19 information in regards to the vaccine and now, excuse me, testing and now vaccine. And so, uh, let me see, I think that's it. So that's basically how our next slide, please. So basically, um, we've been able to survive because we've been able to be flexible, um, develop community partners that have a certain need that we can fulfill, and vice versa. But also planning for tomorrow, planning for the next big thing, even though you might not have the financing today, but you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so those are all crucial things on how we pivoted during this time, developing new relationships, um, of course, advocating dollars from the federal government in regards to the coronavirus dollars. And so, um, and and having the opportunity to partner with the state of Nebraska in regards to getting a major grant to build broadband here in Mason, Nebraska. So the pandemic has been uh, beneficial for us, as you say, because we stayed open while other people closed, and we've been able to maneuver because of our planning for the future. You have to plan for the future because you never know what the future is going to bring. Is there any questions? I appreciate you guys' time today. Hopefully, you guys got a little wisdom